First and foremost, I want to preface this video by saying this is in no way, shape, or form intended to disparage, spread hatred, or talk trash about any of the people involved in the movement changes of Chapter 5. However, I do intend to highlight and showcase definitive proof as to why the movement animations are a hindrance to the overall gameplay experience of Battle Royale as it is. Now let's get to it. A lot of the weapons in Save the World still have the old animations attached to them. As you can see here, I'm running forward while zigzagging left to right and everything looks perfect. As soon as I switch over to this weapon and do the exact same thing, you immediately notice a difference. There's slowdowns, stammering, and animation breaks every time I try to move in a different direction. This, during a fight or while trying to run away from somebody, can really negatively impact you. This is the old animation for running forward while checking your sides. My character stays running in the same direction and I have a full clear field of view for my left and right side. Switching over to the new animation, there's more slowdown as your character pauses to enter strafe mode. And it's also really disorienting not having your character just face the same direction you're running as you check your sides. Running up the stairs with the old animation seemed natural. Run, turn, pretty simple. Here's the new animation. More slowdown, more strafe mode. You get the idea. Again, the slowdown and animation breaks during fast-paced combat really negatively affects the gameplay. We were all told by Epic Games that the reasons for these changes was to try and make the animations more fluid, but this looks really fluid to me as my speed doesn't change as I'm moving. This, however, I mean sure, you have some extra transitional frames while you're moving in different directions, but those extra frames slow you down and actually make it less fluid than it used to be. Remember, combat is the main goal of this game, not exploration. With exploration, you have time to stop and look at the flowers, and little transitional movement animations may make it look a lot more fluid. But in combat, you need to be fast-paced, and any kind of slowdown whatsoever can get you shot down. Look at this. You see, this is an issue. This is a big issue, and I do appreciate the time and effort animators put into trying to make this a more fluid experience, but it's not fluid if your character has to pause, stammer, or slow down for animation transitions. With this old animation here, you can see me running forward and moving side to side perfectly. As soon as I switch over to the new animation, again, immediately, you see the stammering, the slowdown, the strafing. In a game where you have to constantly move around your opponents and duck and dodge and even build at high speeds, any kind of slowdown really ruins the experience. There have been countless times since Chapter 5 started where I tried to maneuver around my opponent or even trying to get away and I turn a tight corner and slowdown ruins me. Or even during building, I'll try and do a 90 and I end up slowing down and falling off my build and I have to mantle to keep up. The speed update that Epic pushed through right before they went on break did fix one of the issues, but with these new animations, movement still feels slow and clunky and prevents me from doing the things that I used to be able to do. This feels like a completely different game, not in a good way, and again, this is not to talk down on any of the developers involved with this, but it just doesn't feel conducive to the goal of trying to make it feel more fluid. And sure, you want to keep a game fresh and you want to make it feel, new, but changing a core element like movement, especially this deep into the game's life cycle, it just doesn't work. It makes it super difficult to enjoy, and I find myself, instead of playing every single day, I'll jump on maybe like every 4 or 5 days to do some quests. I guess I'm just trying to make this video in hopes that someone from Epic will see this and see, hey, you know what, maybe we kind of made a little boo-boo here and maybe we should fix it and go back to the game that people know and love. And they've always been changing and they've always been evolving. I don't think the game will ever be stagnant so long as they keep on updating it. But as far as playability, I just can't get into this game that I've loved for 6 years anymore. So Epic, if you're listening, please just revert the movement.